I think that since it looks like we're going to vote for people to be Republican chairs, precinct chairs, without having fully vetted them officially, I think it would be fair to ask if Vanessa would tell the penalty of a person who may not have voted in the Republican primary, but attest that they have. There is a legal penalty. Am I correct? Can I ask her to explain the penalty?
Yes, sir.
According to the Texas Election Code, in the event that somebody serves as a precinct chair who is not legally allowed to serve, meaning that they did not vote in the 2010 primary, it's a Class C misdemeanor that they would be committing.
Oh, wow. Thank you.
So you would not be liable, nor would the committee. They would personally be liable themselves for falsifying the records.
Yes, yes.
Madam Chairman, I just happen to have the voters list in my truck on my computer if you want to consult it. I'm just saying, you don't have to tell me.
Well, I appreciate that very much. Are we comfortable with voting for these precinct chairs? And like I said, with the notion, yes, sir.
I was going to ask for an amendment to his motion that it be subject to verification. In other words, we're approving them under the condition that they will be vetted later, and if they're not, then we allow our county chair to then remove them, and they could also, at her option, subject them to the penalty under the Texas Election Code.
Do I hear a second to that?
Second.
Okay. With that, then, what's that?
Vote for the amendment first.
Oh, vote for the amendment and then the motion. Okay. Did I, no, wait, you got me confused. Sorry.
First, we have to vote for his amendment.
Yeah, the amendment
Gotcha.
first.
Let me hear do we have a second to his amendment on the floor?
Yes, second.
That's what I thought. Okay, do we have a discussion?
Just a point of information.
Yes, ma'am.
Can you just say it one more time?
Okay. I'm making an amendment to his motion, basically saying that we're going to, by this vote, if they're approved, we are approving them under the condition that they will be vetted later, and then we're authorizing our county chair to then remove them from office if they do not meet the election code, and also at her option, she does have the right to pursue all the legal things under the Texas Election Code. So we're authorizing the chair to do that.
Okay. All right, so everybody heard that. And was there a discussion?
Call the
Yes?
question.
Yes.
Call the question.
Call the question. No, was there a discussion?
Call the question means.
You're helping me, aren't you?
Hey, Ron made it, Vanessa, so you made the first one.
To call to question the motion that Mr. Dalton
No, the amendment first.
and the amendment
first.
to the amendment that was brought to the floor. Do I hear those in favor say aye?
Aye.
Those opposed say nay. The ayes have it and the motion is adopted. The amendment is adopted.
Now the new motion on the floor.
Now we will vote on the motion on the floor.
But excuse me, only what, we have to vote on motion even though we voted on the amended version?
Yes. You amended the motion.
Understood. Thank you.
So the question is on the adoption of the motion that Mr. Dalton brought to the floor. What's that?
As amended.
As amended. Thank you. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Yes, ma'am.
I just wanted to hear his motion one more time.
Come on.
I'm sorry, you want to sit over there? I can hear, I just want to hear the motion one more time.
Mr. Dalton.
May I?
I never listen when I'm talking, so this is going to be I move that the executive committee accept those individuals that have been put forward as new precinct chairs, and they are, will you name them?
Yes, I was going to be naming them.
Name them now, because I'm making a motion.
Okay. I have precinct 23, Mona Lisa Beaverstein. Precinct 38, Andrew Duarte. I will get this, I promise. Precinct 66, Alan Bartlett. Precinct 73, Scott Thornton. Precinct,
Precinct 16, did you get Scott? Shane Scott?
take that one. This one is not on there. Precinct 121, Esteban, is it Bournier? Okay. And I have precinct 16, Shane Gray. Yes, that was all.
No, precinct 38, ma'am.
The rest of the motion?
Precinct 38?
Andrew, you wanted
I said that.
Oh, excuse me.
Okay,
Yes.
those as not named by the precinct chair be elected as new precinct chair by this body. Not, yeah, precinct chair, sorry. Let's make them all okay.
All right.
Nobody follows.
Is it moved, do I hear a second to that motion?
There was a second.
There was a second. So are we to question on the adoption of the motion? Then Mr. Dalton? Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say nay. The ayes have it and the motion is adopted. Yes, sir.
May we have those who may be here to tell us why? We did that last time. They got up and explained why they wanted to be precinct chairs and introduced themselves to the body. That's the procedure that we followed at the last meeting, and I think it's a good procedure.
And do I hear a second to that motion?
Second.
Any discussion? Then all those in favor? Aye. Opposed? No. The ayes got it. And precinct chairs, if y'all can identify yourselves, which precinct that you're representing, and introduce yourself.
Have them come up to the front.
Yes.
Use mine. Use the mic. I can close. Don't use mine. Okay.
Well, he's not
Very
new.
good.
Okay. Well, I was at breakfast.
Right here.
Right here.
Let me use this one right here, cut that light on.
Okay.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Scott Thornton. Many of you may recognize me because I'm kind of always around the fringes of the different, the Tea Party and the Republican club meetings. Gil Hernandez asked me if I would be interested in filling this position when he was putting a yard sign at my house. And you know, for me, the politics is important. We take our rights to vote and our right to be represented by our officials for granted. And I think it's very important that we educate our fellow citizens in what their vote means. Probably about 8 years ago, I called Bob on the radio one day because, you know, I've been a voting Republican for 30 years and I'm kind of a single issue candidate, and I'm a NRA benefactor member, and Solomon Ortiz Sr. was endorsed by the NRA. And I don't know if Bob remembers this, but I called him and I said, well, Bob, you know, I'm a single issue guy, gun rights. And so I'm going to vote for, I normally vote for the Republican candidate, but Solomon Ortiz, you know, he's got the NRA endorsement, so why should I not vote for him? And Bob explained to me about, it's not just single issues, it's about having the control. It's not about, you know, having one person and one issue. It's about bringing people together over a broad scope of issues. And he explained to me that, you know, yeah, Mr. Ortiz, he voted for the NRA and he voted for gun rights, but it's all the other things that he didn't vote for that affected me. So that was kind of an awakening to me, and, you know, Bob was on the radio and he explained to me why it was important that we need to have a majority of Republicans in office. And so it really kind of opened up my eyes about politics, and about involvement. I had always been voting. I always voted for Republicans, but when I moved to South Texas, I was looking at kind of one issue. And Bob really opened my eyes. It's not just one issue, it's all issues that affect us. And so, since I've lived here, I've been more involved with the Republican functions and meeting many people. And so when Gil asked me if I'd be interested in doing this, I thought, this is something where I can make a difference. I don't even know the boundaries of my precinct yet. I haven't looked at them on the map. I know where I live, and I know that I know who I need to defeat. For the last 9 years, I've worked in the Nueces County Juvenile Justice Boot Camp, and I know we got to get rid of Judge Shamsey. And so that's how I'm becoming involved, is by getting the Republicans and the future Republicans in my precinct out to vote so that we can make a difference. And that's why I want to do this, because overseas we're nation building, and we have people waiting in line with suicide bombers trying to kill them to keep them from voting. And we got people here that won't get off their couch to go do something so simple. They won't early vote. They won't get involved. They don't take ownership of their future. And I want to be part of that.
I don't need that thing. Those of you that know me know I'm loud enough. My name's Andrew Duarte. I am a community activist. I am the co-founder of the Hillcrest Residents Association. We kick the prostitutes and drug dealers out of Hillcrest. I am formerly the president of Roy Miller High School, once a buck.
Always a buck.
PTSA president. I served 2 years, so when Sarah Palin came on and she was the PTA president in the past, I got really excited. His Honor knows me from going to the city council meetings and sharing my piece every now and then. And the school board definitely heard enough of me. I'm just a dad, and I'm a small businessman going out of business. I'm on my last leg. You know how you're going underwater and you're doing this business? I think I'm on 6 or 7. You're only supposed to have 3. But I see that what's going on with Obamacare, and I don't know that I can go ahead and start another business. And I'm really, really concerned about that. I'm a devout Roman Catholic, which means I am pro-life. We've got rhinos, we've got dinos, and I say we've got kinos, and those are Catholics in name only. You got to defend life. And there's only one party that's truly doing that, and that's this party. My parents worked on John F. Kennedy's campaign, so you can imagine Thanksgiving is very interesting around the house. Especially since now I have another brother that's a precinct chair in San Antonio for the Republican Party. So I'm just a guy who wants to work. Those of you that know me, those of you whose campaigns I've worked for, done a little bit for, you know that when I put my nose down to the grinder, I grind. And you know that I will stand up for what's right, no matter who you are, no matter how important and powerful you are. I will stand up for what's right, and when you need me, I will be there. And oh, I forgot to mention, I served with Gil. I am formerly the vice chair of the Nueces County National Republican Hispanic Assembly. Cool. So I'm a Republican, folks. I'm a Republican. I want to thank you for allowing me the privilege to serve as precinct chair in precinct 38 once again.
Well, I'm Alan Bartlett. And I don't have a big political speech to give or anything. It's always been my ambition to succeed Dick Brown, who was the precinct chair at 66. So here I am.
Was there anybody else that? Sorry. Was there anybody else that wanted to?
Madam Chair, may I speak on behalf of Mona Lisa Bieberman? Bieberstein.
Yes, sir.